And let's go check about this cassava flour processing technology. If you do have questions, drop your question in the comment to let me know. And you guys can see this is basically about the whole processing factory, the whole workshop here. And let me give you a fast look about everything in this workshop, about the feeding hopper and the dry sieve, paddle washing equipment, and this is the peeling machine, grinding machine, cutting machine, and the plate filters, and there is like the thing. Later, I will show you every single details about the equipment. First, we normally use a truck to transport the cassavas by this truck because, and as you guys can see, the first step it is a feeding hopper. We set this one at the first step to make sure like the materials, the cassavas can go perfectly into this feeding hopper in a regular speed and in a regular amount. And by the way, you guys can see at the bottom of this feeding hopper, there is a vibrating equipment here to keep vibrating and to let the equipment get in the conveyor in the regular speed, in the regular amount to make sure every step have the same amount of the cassavas and have the same speed to protect about our equipments and to protect to make sure the final quality of the cassava flours. And you guys can see this is a vibrating vibrating thing at the bottom of this feeding hopper to make sure like regular speed, regular amount. And we have this bell conveyor here, and I have said this for so many times. It is not the most expensive one, but it is the most essential one. Conveyor here, it is not the most important thing, but it is the most essential thing to transport about the cassavas from one step to another step to make this whole pressing line more smoothly, more continuous. And normally we will set this dry stuff at the outside of this workshop to make sure like the whole workshop it is clean and it is not getting dirty by this dry stuff. And as you guys can see, there is it is a really huge equipment and it's keep rotating. And for this equipment, it is not only the equipment to clean about the material, but also to transport the material. That is so amazing because for most of the equipment, like the cleaning equipment, it can only just can clean about the equipment. It cannot transport about the equipment. So for this one, you guys can see this whole equipment, it is keep rotating and the materials will keep also rotating with this equipment and in a regular speed and to get rid of like the big impurities like the mud, like the sand, like the leaves, like some bigger impurities at the here. And after this dry side, we have this paddle washing equipment here, which is also a really high efficiency one. And we put water inside of this equipment, and it has a really special thing for this equipment because when the cassava tubers get into this equipment, it will go into in a regular way. But the water we put in this equipment, it is in a totally different way. Later, I will show you more details. And by the way, you can check there is a double slot. Normally, it is just one slot, but if you have more cassava tubers to deal with, or if you want to the cassava tubers have so many impurities on the surface, you can like have a double slot just like this, or if you want, you can just have like a triple slot, or according to your needs. And after this one, all the cassava tubers will also automatically get out of this equipment here by the outlet here, and you guys can check about its inside. There are so many paddles, Keep rotating and keep push about the cassavas go into the next step. And this is the outlet of this equipment. And also you guys can see there we put another belt conveyor here to make this whole pressing line more continuous. And right now you guys can see this is our peeling machine to get rid of the peels of the cassava tubers. Make sure like when we do the grinding, when we do the cutting, it is totally pure cassava tubers. And you guys can see we put another belt conveyor here. And if you do not want about this belt conveyor in your pressing line, that is totally fine according to your needs, according to your budget. And right now you guys can check this is about our cutting machine. This is our cutting machine. And before that, we put a magnetic separator here to make sure like, even though we have done so many cleaning process, but to make sure like there is no magnetic items like the small irons get mixed in these cassavas, we put a magnetic separator here to separate about the metal materials in case like will break about our equipment, and also protect our equipment here. And right now you guys can see this is our cutting machine to cut all the cassava tubers into small pieces like 3 to 5 cm. And after that, all those things will transport by this pump. How are you guys? If you do have any questions, put your question in the comment to let me know. And by the way, we do set a designer here to get rid of the sand, small sand, in case like there is something small sand get mixed inside of the cassava tubers. We have 2 of these designers here to make sure the final quality, the final cassava flowers, it is pure clean. And also by using the pump to transport about the cassava flowers. And we do get about the play filter here to get rid of the water content, to get rid of the small impurities, for example like fibers or something just like that, to make sure the final quality of the cassava flowers. And yeah, as you guys can see, this is about the cassava cake. And the next step, we're about to deal with the cassava cake by using about this conveyor. This is a transport screw here to make sure like every screw have the same amount of the cassava cakes. And then we have this grinding machine to make about the cake into like small pieces like the flowers. And then this is our drying system. This is our drying system. And for this one, we have a really special design to longer the time that the flowers can stay in this tube. And later I will show you more details, and let's just have a brief introduction about this processing line. The flowers will flow in the way just like this. And then that is all the cassava flowers here. This is the first drying equipment, and then to make sure the final quality, we have a second one, which is also put here. Later I will show you the real views and the real pictures about this drying system, about every single equipment in this processing line, to let you guys know more about it. All right. Yeah, this is the second drying pipe. And then we have this diving equipment put at the bottom of this drying machine here. For this dive equipment, it can, I mean, even though we have done so many process, but in case there are some cassava flowers, the quality it is not so good. It is like mixed together. So we do have this sieve to make sure the final quality of the cassava flours it is perfectly good. And after this side, the good quality of the cassava flours will get into this packing machine so that people can pack about the cassava flours into packages. That is basically all about the equipment here. And by the way, the not high quality equipment will this is the outlet of that. So it will go into this grinding machine and do another process. And this is our controlling room, which you can easily to control about every single process, so that to make sure the quality. How are you, Ismail? Molina, how are you? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the live. And that is basically all about the cassava flour processing technology. So if you do want to know more, give us a message, or if you do have any questions, leave your comment, drop your comment in the comment area so that I can know what do you want to what do you guys want to know